after Akhilesh indulged in vaccine politics in January earlier this year by discrediting vaccines made in India. He branded the life-saving vaccines as BJP ki vaccine and vowed that he or any Samajwadi Party leader would not get vaccinated. He even went on to say that he would get vaccinated when his government will be formed after the next assembly elections in 2022. Today, he has taken a complete 360-degree turn and said that he will take the jab now that the government of India has made it free for all and it's no longer a BJP ki vaccine but a government vaccine. In fact, the Hriday Parivartan as per the BJP took place after his father, Mulayam Singh Yadav, got vaccinated yesterday at a private hospital. In an unsparing attack, the Saffron Party asked Akhilesh to apologize for creating hesitancy in the minds of people in rural Uttar Pradesh with his untempered comments made on the vaccines. Akhilesh wasn't the only one. Many Samajwadi Party leaders took cue from him to promote COVID hesitancy and thereby risking lives. Let's listen in to these comments made by Samajwadi Party leaders.
इस कोरोना का ताल्लुक है, कोरोना वायरस का ताल्लुक है। ये कोई अगर बीमारी होती तो इसकी सारी दुनिया में इसका कोई इलाज होता, लेकिन इसका कोई इलाज तो अभी हो ही नहीं रहा। तो मैं इसको ये कहता हूँ कि ये बीमारी नहीं बल्कि अज़ाब इलाही है। हमसे गलतियाँ हुई हैं, खताएँ हुई हैं, तो बहरहाल हम उनकी एक जगह अल्लाह के दरबार में बैठकर सब दुआएं मिलकर करें और अल्लाह ताला के हमारी गलतियों को माफ़ कर दे।
जितनी भी नाइंसाफ़ियाँ हुई हैं, चाहे ऐसे कानून बना दिए गए हों जिसमें शरीयत के अंदर मदाखलतें हुई हों, तो ये जो नाइंसाफ़ियाँ हुई हैं उसके एवज़ में आपने देखा कि हमारे देश के अंदर आसमानी आफतें कितनी आ रही हैं।
देखिए, मैं तो नहीं लगवाऊंगा अभी वैक्सीन, मैंने अपनी बात कह दी, और वो भी बीजेपी लगाएगी उसका भरोसा करूंगा मैं? अरे जाओ भाई, अरे अपनी सरकार आएगी, सबको फ्री वैक्सीन लगेगी। हम बीजेपी का वैक्सीन नहीं लगवा सकते।
And that brings me to the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight. Will the Samajwadi Party apologize for fear-mongering on vaccines? That's the question and the debate. Akhilesh Vax U-turn. That's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, Nupur Sharma, spokesperson of the BJP. Also joining me tonight, Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party. Coming to you first, Nupur Sharma. You know, this is an uncanny U-turn. 5 months in which they created a sense of fear, and especially in a state like Uttar Pradesh, the largest state of India, where there are large number of people residing in rural areas, where this would have an impact on their their reason of going out and taking these vaccines, especially when Mr. Akhilesh Yadav said this is BJP ki vaccine. Somebody said this makes you impotent. You know, this possibly the biggest disservice that was done by Akhilesh Yadav in the cause of saving lives of people in India thanks to our vaccines.
Good evening, Navika, to you, to co-panelists, and also to your viewers. It's a very serious issue, and it's a very serious question you've actually asked. In the long queue and the list of people, politicians, must I say, for some reason, who started this drive of vaccine hesitancy, not the vaccine or inoculation drive, but drive of vaccine hesitancy, Akhilesh's name is number 1. He tops the charts. Why? He's the first person to have publicly have mocked the vaccine. You just showed it in your pilot. Arey jao bhai, BJP ki vaccine hai. And oftentimes we have actually mocked him back, saying that this was said for the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. It was researched by the Oxford University, made by Serum Institute of India. And we don't know whether Akhilesh has any wherewithal or knowledge to have undermined and questioned the expertise of the medical brains behind it. Point number 2, It exposes a very dastardly, deadly, sinister plot. And Navika, why do I say that? Create vaccine hesitancy. And do remember, when in January we started the inoculation drive, when a vial of 10 or 20 was being broken open, 2, 3, at times 1, at times nil people were turning up for the vaccination. And this happened for months on end. Who do you blame? One Akhilesh gave the green flag. Ke chalo, भ्रमित करना शुरू करते हैं. His MLC came second to say, napunchak kar degi. It's going to make people impotent. And those great, tall, I would say uneducated leaders of Congress without an MBBS degree to boast of came and said, oh, it's dangerous and premature to give these vaccines emergency use authorization. They stopped. I would say they did not stop short from actually ensuring that people, as we saw in Barabanki, jumping into some water body, 11.5 lakh vaccine dosages being found wasted, 2,500 dosages being found dumped, being buried, 37.3% wastage from a state, 33% wastage from a state. Let's not forget, if anybody has to be blamed, it has to be Mr. Akhilesh Yadav. Do remember, if these vaccines were not wasted because of the vaccine hesitancy that he created, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, point number 1, created, many lives would have been saved today. So in all, he is to blame. And point number 2, maybe he has realized
I don't even want to get into the blame game. Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, on several debates on this channel, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, you and I have agreed that the vaccination policy had flaws and it needed to be corrected, and you and I have agreed, and yesterday when it was turned around, you and I both said that this is a welcome change because the earlier decision to decentralize vaccine purchase was not working, and there's never any problem in admitting that there has been a miscalculation, a fault, or even giving room to the federal structure. But it doesn't work, we need to fix it. I want to ask you tonight, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, is Mr. Akhilesh Yadav going to come out and apologize and say, I said what I said maybe because of politics in my mind, but it was a mistake, and today I say that we will take the vaccine, and we urge everybody to take the vaccine because that is the only cover that we have against this dreaded virus, which is the COVID-19. Tonight, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, will we as politicians also look at this entire situation? Can you at least say that a mistake was made, should not have been made?
Well, Navika ji, first and foremost, it is absolutely clear that the only way for us as a nation to move beyond this pandemic is that everyone gets vaccinated, and vaccinated in time. The government has said by end of year. Akhilesh Yadav ji has tweeted today that if end of year is the goal, then we have to vaccinate 10 million people every day, and the government is nowhere near it. So we are on the drive, and we would support every initiative of the government or the civil society to get to that goal post. As far as the images that you are flashing of Mulayam Singh Yadav ji getting vaccinated or Akhilesh Yadav ji saying that he would get vaccinated, I welcome both these images. I think that nowhere so far that Uttar Pradesh government has said that they have faced the problem of vaccine hesitancy, or government of India has said that their real problem is vaccine hesitancy. So far, in the entire debate, the vaccine hesitancy, vaccine unavailability, as well as the vaccine policy has been in question. As far as UP Chief Minister himself is concerned, on the speech of the Prime Minister, he has said many states were finding it difficult to buy vaccines. This is Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister in response to Prime Minister's address to the nation yesterday. So I think the vaccine hesitancy being attributed to a statement which basically meant that BJP has gone ahead building a large marketing campaign in January itself without proper preparation is actually clearly visible. As far as the statement itself is concerned,
Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, let me very humbly ask you the question. When you say that this statement by Akhilesh Yadav is not responsible for creating any hesitancy, there are no such reports coming in. I want to ask you, are you 6 months ahead of elections in Uttar Pradesh saying that you have no followers in Uttar Pradesh who get impacted by what your leader says? that could be one interpretation of your statement. And the other is, you're saying you're happy that both Mulayam Singh Yadav and Akhilesh are talking about vaccinating and you will support the government. I just asked you a basic question. जो पहले हुआ, क्या वो गलत हुआ? हमें ये एडमिट करने में कोई शर्म महसूस होनी चाहिए या हमें करना चाहिए ताकि हम लोगों को समझा सके कि गलती होती है, मिस जज करते हैं हम सिचुएशंस, लेकिन गलती को मान कर उसे सुधारना ही जीवन में आगे बढ़ने का नाम है.
I think the very fact that Netaji and Akhilesh Yadav both have gone ahead with the vaccination program and have supported, said that the government की वैक्सीन सबको लगवानी चाहिए, हम भी लगवाएंगे. That itself is an expression of the fact that we are in it together as a country, be it as politicians or citizens as a political party. As far as one statement is concerned, I can say on your channel that we will not be beholden to that statement. We will support every initiative that comes forward either from civil society or from the government that supports or enables vaccination throughout the country and particularly in Uttar Pradesh.
It's just quick response. Navika, will I get 10 seconds, please?
Get in, and this is a newspaper. This is a newspaper report that I just want to show you right here on my phone. And Nupur, in this, it is stated. This is, I think, Dainik Jagran, which says मुलायम के टीका लगवाने के बाद अब सैफई वासी कराएंगे टीकाकरण. Can you now tell Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari that the announcement had created hesitancy because nobody in Saifai had got vaccinated because of the statements?
Well, to call Dainik Jagran a newspaper and a newspaper is an insult to newspapers. I will not react to Dainik Jagran.
Sorry, Ghanshyam, I think more than actually questioning the veracity of a newspaper and doubting the neutrality or whatever of journalists, I think focus on the question she's asked you. I have yet to receive an answer from, and the world is yet to receive an answer from you as to why the fear-mongering 6 months ago, if today you were to turn around. It's just that because you wanted a sort of a Trahi-like situation or doomsday to hit India in the second wave, you wanted politics over dead bodies. Accept it, what I actually said and started with. But, Navika, I have something else to say. That's point number one. Why were you fear-mongering? We're yet to get an answer. Point number two. You know, the father knows best. He congratulated the Prime Minister in 2019 before the elections. आप दोबारा प्रधानमंत्री बन के आए. Now the son has learned. He said हम तब लगाएंगे जब समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार आएगी. He knows 6 months before the election समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार यूपी में नहीं आएगी. इसलिए आज ही टीकाकरण करवा लो. कब तक वेट कर लेंगे इस झांसे के अंदर?
Well, that's another question. That's another question. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, all that we want to do here as a responsible channel, as a responsible member of the media fraternity is to request कि आप कोई भी कहे कि वैक्सीन से ए हो जाएगा, बी हो जाएगा, आप उससे डरिए मत, क्योंकि वैक्सीनेशन हमारा सुरक्षा कवच है. और आज अखिलेश यादव जी ने भी ये एक्सेप्ट किया है कि वैक्सीन ना लगाना शायद एक गलती थी, चाहे वो कहें या ना कहें, लेकिन अब वो लगवाने जा रहे हैं. इसी तरह जिसने भी ये सोचा था कि वैक्सीन लगवाने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो आज अपना हृदय परिवर्तन करे, अपना मन परिवर्तन करे और कहे कि मैं वैक्सीनेशन लगवाऊंगा, यही मेरा सुरक्षा कवर है. That is the appeal that goes out from all of us here at Times Now to every single citizen of India. जिस भी भाषा को आप समझते हैं, हिंदी हो, पंजाबी हो, बंगाली हो, हम हर भाषा में आपसे बात करने को तैयार हैं कि आप जाइए, वैक्सीनेशन लगाइए. ये बिल्कुल गलत है कि वैक्सीनेशन नहीं लगानी चाहिए क्योंकि ये किसी पार्टी की है. ये साइंटिस्ट ने इसका निर्माण किया है, निजात किया है और हम सबको ये सुरक्षा कवच अपनाना चाहिए. Thank you very much, Ghanshyam Tiwari and Nupur Sharma, for joining me on the News Hour.